Hello. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. How is everyone doing today? I hope that everyone is doing well. And welcome to the live. And I've just moved my mobile phone out of the way because I don't want it to make any strange noises or anything like that. So, welcome everyone, and I hope that you are here, you can hear me clearly, and welcome, because I am super excited today because we have got some amazing information over these 3 days. I am super excited because we're going to be giving away so much. We've got free prizes to give away. We've got some gifts. We've got some downloads. We got quite a lot of information to give to you, and it is so amazing. And I am really honored that I'm able to talk to you about this because this is something that I could have used many years ago, for example, and it will prevent a lot of stress. You can compress time as well. Something that would take you, a month to do could be done in 3 days, for example. So this is why it's so important that I'm talking about using virtual assistants because they are extremely valuable in your business. And welcome everyone. Thank you. Excellent, wonderful. So we're going to dive right into day one, and this is the ultimate guide for you learning how to hire virtual assistants. And like I said, we got some exciting prizes as well that we're going to be giving away, which I'll talk about what those prizes are, sorry. So the prizes are the one-to-one coaching, plus you get a free VA, and like 60 hours, for example, of VA, for example. That's one of the things. Then we've got the virtual assistant package by itself. Then we've also got the boot camp as well, which we're giving away as well, which is just amazing. Plus we got all these super duper free gifts for you, which is the ebooks as well. And I just want to say welcome. So I'm Christine Blackledge Crowell, and I've been a coach for over ten years. I can't believe I'm saying that. I really started my coaching journey in 2013, but I have been in healthcare businesses since 1993, which is a long time. So I don't even think the internet was around then, for example. But it's given me a lot of experience. Okay, and like I said, if I could do things over again, I would have got a virtual assistant in straight away. I would have got multiple ones in straight away. That would have saved me thousands of pounds a month. It's expensive when you're hiring a permanent staff member. It is expensive, and I'm going to be truthful and honest about that. It costs money. You've got to pay the hourly rate. You then got to pay the holiday pay. You then got to pay the pension. You then got to pay any sick pay, for example, or any other benefits, expenses, etc. Plus you're paying for the office if you do have an office, for example, and you got to pay for that office, and that staff member is going to be in that office as well. So there's a lot of advantages to having a virtual assistant, and this is what this event is all about, for you to be awakened and for you to be able to look at those options and choose wisely, because it can really compress time by having a virtual assistant. So something, like I said, could take you a whole month, 4 weeks. You could have a virtual assistant and they've worked in your business for the whole week, for example, and it's done. So you've got your time back. to plan and expand in your business. And I think that's so important that we look at that aspect, because for all too often we are working so hard that we're actually neglecting ourselves. We're forgetting about us. Where's the self-care that you're giving to yourself? Where is the mindfulness that you're giving to yourself, being present with your family, your loved ones, for example? So I've explained to you about what the virtual assistants can do in your modern business, for example. So especially for 2024 and beyond, you can save so much money, like I said, as opposed to hiring a staff member who is permanent. So day one, in order to win the prize, these are the prizes that I'm going to talk to you about, is the 3-day boot camp. This is where you join us online for 3 days and you learn how to scale your business, for example. Then we've got another prize, which you get a free VA for a limited period to help kickstart your journey. So you come to the boot camp, the VA fills out the paperwork for you, the documentation for you. It's a win-win situation. Wouldn't you agree? So the VA service is going to be a prize, so you get that as a free gift, plus you get the free ebook on how to train your VA. So everyone will be getting that book after the event. Okay, so I just wanted to mention that as well. So day 3, we're going to be giving away the prize, which is you get the one-to-one coaching with me so that I can help you to strategize your business to great success, for example. So the importance of having a virtual assistant. So why is hiring a virtual assistant crucial? So virtual assistants will be able to do the work that you don't want to do, that could be repetitive. So you want to delegate the task. Don't hold all of the work to yourself. Let other people take the reins as well. This will allow you to be highly focused and really pushing into your business so that you can get success back. So I want to talk to you about some VAs that have been handling tasks, for example, like social media, administrative work. We specialize in healthcare as well. And the VAs are trained for about 6 weeks, and then we monitor, supervise them every single day that they're working, for example. We have the camera on, we can see them, we can hear them, we can guide them as well on what needs to be done. Because when you're hiring a VA and it's the first time you're doing it, it's quite a new thing. So the VA also doesn't understand how your business works. So this is why we train the VAs for 6 weeks so that they got a better understanding of how businesses work, for example, and what tools to systemize your business that they'll be able to use. So just move my camera a bit. So in terms of the VAs, they will boost your profitability and it will allow you to thrive as a leader. Now, imagine you're getting like 50% more profit in your business. Now, isn't that something that you would like? Hashtag profit, for example. Hashtag profit. Because all too often we're working and we're getting the hourly rate. For example, if you're an agency, for example, you could be getting, say, an hourly rate of, say, $3-4 an hour, for example. So imagine that you could actually, with your office staff I'm referring to, you could actually look at what you're paying out for your office staff and what are you getting back from your office staff. that is something that you need to be really focused on, and you want to be able to run a lean machine within your business, for example. And virtual assistants have become a trend now, and it's remote work where they're working from home, they're with their families, their loved ones, and the children get to spend as much time with them, for example. But they have to be working, of course. So let's go through the virtual assistants in the... We have virtual assistants in the Philippines, for example. We've got virtual assistants in South Africa as well, and we've got them in the UK as well. So the introduction to cost effectiveness is what I'm going to be going through with you about cost savings. So what I want you to think about is, imagine the cost for a care coordinator. Now, some of you may be registered with a domiciliary care, or you may not be. So what do you think that the cost for a care coordinator is, for example? It can be 35,000 for the year, it could be 40, 50,000 for the year, depending on who it is and what their experience is. Whereas with a VA, we charge $10, for example, an hour, which is 10,000 for the year. You know, there's such a big difference there. So imagine the profit margin that you're getting, imagine the changes that can bring to you in your own life. Time with the family, like I said, and it's just an amazing thing to look at what those savings will be that you can use to impact your business, to put more into your business, or you can give more to the carers that are going out delivering the care. Same with nurses as well. You can give them, you know, an extra £2, for example, $2, for example. So you could be saving like 68,000 a year. So a recruiter, if you was to hire a recruiter to work within your organization, it can be up to 72,000, for example, a year. You could have a VA for 9,000 a year that is specialized in healthcare, for example, or whatever business it is that you do, we can still provide a virtual assistant for you as well. But look at that potential savings, £63,443. You know, that is amazing. That's a good nest egg that you could put into your business. So you want to schedule, you know, you can also look at the home care side of things. There is the home manager, but there's also the care coordinator, the scheduler, for example. The scheduler can be working within a hospital or within a private clinic, for example. And they are also in demand as well. But if you was to have a virtual assistant that knows about scheduling, then you could be saving yourself a potential 56,000 a year. I'm going to let that sink in. So imagine the administrative assistant in your organization. You could be paying them 35,000 or 20,000 a year, you know, 58,000, depends where you are in the UK, because as you know, north and south is different price, for example. So you could be saving like 51,000. So now what I'd like you to think about is the different roles. I want you to get a notepad and paper out and write the different roles that you could be saving money on by you switching and hiring a virtual assistant from the Philippines. Yeah? you're saving money. So additional things that you need to think about is that the professionalism is very important, as well as the good English language as well. And there's cultural compatibilities of the VAs as well in the Philippines. There's also a time difference, that is that the time zones are different in one area to another, for example. So how many VAs are flexible, that will be willing to work American time as well as the UK time? You got to think about data security and compliance as well. You've also got to think about remote collaboration tools, because you need that as well. So the question that I want to ask you is, for the prize, this is for one of the prizes as well. I will be asking you a question, but I'm just contemplating which question would be the most suitable one. And this will help you to get a VA, for example, but you've got to think about the work that they're going to do. Don't expect them to come in and lead your business and know how to do it. You know, step by step. You're the one that's in charge. You're the one that's in control. So you have to look at what jobs that you want the VA to do. And you need to spend time thinking about what that is before you start hiring. So we got a free prize giveaway, and we will announce the winner of the 3-day boot camp. We will also reach out to those of you to encourage participation by drawing from those who have asked questions or engaged in the chat, for example. So how do you hire the right virtual assistant? Now take it from me. I've hired thousands of people, and there's always something new to learn as well. So the providers, they will provide a step-by-step guide, and we will provide that, for example, on how to clearly define what are the responsibilities, what are the tasks that you want the VA to do, and write it down if you haven't got a computer, for example. It's important that your VA is providing a good standard of care, for example, whether it's administrative support, social media manager, customer service, etc. So you want to be able to drown out those that are really looking at distracting you. So with the VA, you get the VA. I'm going to be sharing a template with you that will have some key points, which includes a job description, such as the required skills and experience for the VA, for you to have a look at, so that you understand what is involved with the VA. Because it's not just the job description, it's the SOP, which is the standard operation procedure, for example. So you got to think about what are the interview questions, because the VA, it needs to be really structured for the job that they're going to do. Don't just throw anything at them. It has to be something that is relevant for the job that they're actually doing. So what jobs will they need to do? What task will they perform? Who are they responsible to? What is their duty, for example? What is their time frame for them to complete the work that you've asked them to do, for example? So you want to be able to question the VA so that you can assess the VA for their competencies. What are their communication skills like? What is their problem solving skills like, for example? What is the compatibility with your work life? So I want you to really think about that. So shall we look at some tips? You want to be looking at what is it that you can measure the VA's performance with. So you've got some interview questions which you're going to ask the VA. You're going to also ask the VA tricky questions that is going to be related to the position itself, because you want to know how they cope under pressure. That is the reason for the interview, and to ask problem solving skills, what are their problem solving abilities, and really going through that. So let's look at the next thing. Is you want to really be mindful and watch out for when you're hiring VAs and they don't have that experience, they haven't got an idea of what is involved under the most basic task, like creating a spreadsheet, sending an email, creating an email signature, telephone, for example. So that's the reason why I trained the VAs for 6 weeks, because I knew that there was going to be an obstacle. So I wanted to make sure that they understood the types of things that they'll be responsible for. So if you're liking this, hashtag like, for example. So the VA job description, it needs to be based on your business. You can't use the same job description for your VA and then suddenly they're using another VA, for example, and using your blood, sweat and tears and hard work that you've put together. So the prizes are Q&A. We're here. So the prizes, who wants a prize? Hashtag prize. So any processes regarding the job description or the interview, you want to be able to have that at hand, so that when you're interviewing the candidate, that they can see that you're taking this seriously, and also you're looking at what can be done, for example. So the virtual assistant, let's do this. The winner will be chosen, but we've got to make sure that we've got the right winner. So we need to take time to actually evaluate. So what is the question going to be? So the question is going to be, for example, I'm going to ask the question, what is the, hope you're ready, what is the SOP? What does it stand for? What does SOP stand for? And if my team can let me know who's commented in the chat what SOP stands for. And it's whoever's commented first wins the prize. Who's commented first? So what does SOP stand for? Excellent. So what we're going to do is, once we've got the questions and it's all working correctly and it's the right answer, then this will be announced tomorrow who the winner is, for example. So that is the first prize draw. Okay, we've still got the giveaways to do as well. Okay, so what I also want to talk to you about is onboarding processes for your virtual assistant. So you need to outline the structure onboarding process. This includes the introduction to your business, its values, its key goals, because they really need to understand the vision that you have, and you know the importance of this, because then that way they're going to give you that support that you need. So you got to set clear expectations from day one. You want to include this in the working hours. For example, communication channels is important. What I mean by that is, like, you could use Slack, for example. You got Asana, for example. You got Trello. There's lots of different ones where you can do that. You want to ensure that you've created your training material for the virtual assistant, and that is called the SOP, like I said, which is short for Standard Operational Procedure for the task that needs to be done for the VA. So think about it. What you can do is you can do some videos like what I'm doing here, for example. You can record it and then you upload it onto YouTube, for example. And then you've then got your training, for example, of what the VAs need to do day to day working for your organization. So create a checklist, for example. There's also for video recording, etc. There's Loom, there's Vimeo, YouTube, like I said. We've got Facebook as well. There's also Google Drive as well, which is really good for storage and also for sharing as well. You can share it to students that you may have as well as your VA as well, okay, and your staff members. So it's important as well for ongoing training and support. So the VA needs to really understand the importance of continuous learning and feedback loops. That's so important. Yeah, so it looks like Marcia's posted. Marcia, the first one, team, let me know. So, like I said, go back into this, is that we really need to create these systems in place so that the VA doesn't get lost, so the VA really understands what they're doing from day to day, and if there are any changes, then you need to change the SOP slightly. You can add it to that, for example. So it's important for the VA that you have good relationship. So you got to build the trust and also communicate with them. Talk about the importance of establishing for you, your organization, that the work needs to be done on time with the deadline and what you expect from them. What does that look like to you? And then explain that to the VA and get the VA to explain to you what they heard you say in order to really repeat and learn what it is that you want them to learn. So, like I said, you want to share your communication tools. There's Slack, there's Zoom, Asana, and this will help you to keep in touch with your fellow care workers, for example, or your fellow team members as well. So another section here is delegating effectively. You want to focus on the outcomes rather than the processes itself, because that can create it so that you're stagnant and you're not growing and developing. So you want to be able to empower your VA by giving them ownership of certain projects that you have as well. Look at measuring tactics by using key performance indicators to measure your VA's performance. You have to do that. You want to ensure, unless you've got supervisors, for example, like what we've got, explain to the VA about the matrix. What is it that you're expecting to get back from them? What are the numbers? Are they hitting the target? So, always recap with the virtual assistant to discuss what the high needs are in terms of what is the priority, what is middle, what is the lowest priority, for example, and put them in order so they've got some structure and they know when to get things ready. Like, for example, if you say, I want this report done by Tuesday, for example, then the person that is the other VA, then you can give another task, for example, depending on the numbers of VAs that you've got. But please don't hire lots of VAs until you've mastered one person, and one person, i.e. VA, and that they're able to do the task without being watched, for example. So I hope that you found that really helpful so far. So if you can hashtag helpful, that would be great. So what you got to think about when you're looking at hiring a VA is you've got scales, for example, and every time you step on that scale, then you lose the time, for example. So you want to be able to get your time back by you hiring a VA. Okay, you want to be able to see the results. Like when you step on a scale, for example, you should be able to see the results of you losing weight, for example. Okay, I'm just using that as an example. Okay, you need to be able to see the results, but you will see the results if they are trained properly, because they are an amazing asset for anybody to have in their business. And this is why it's important that you look at this option so that you can grow at a very good rate in your business, for example. Imagine this. The VAs, they actually compress time, your time. Isn't that valuable? Your time is so valuable. So imagine you've got, like I said, you've got something, you look at a task that needs doing and it's 40 hours, then you've got another task that needs doing in that same week and that one's 20 hours. Then you've got another task and that is due this week, and that's 10 hours. There's not enough of you to go around to be able to complete all of those jobs. That's why it's important to get a VA in, because they will compress the time, collapse the time, and bring it closer so that it gets done quicker. And just like with your life, you're compressing so that you get to enjoy your life, for example, by the VAs compressing that time for you, and enjoy your time with your family. So entrepreneurs that experience overwhelm, chronic exhaustion, unhealthy stress levels, they're working non-stop. And for this exact business, that was meant to create you freedom, autonomy that you actually wanted, but you've actually turned round 360-degree turn, and you can see the pressures that's put on you as well. And I just wanted to share that with you, that we've got to really look after ourselves. And I see part of the virtual assistants as our wellness program, as our ally in our business, to support us, stand by us, and be there when times are also difficult, not just the good times. So I just wanted to share with you all about how important it is to have a virtual assistant, because everybody is using virtual assistants now. Since the pandemic, that's when it started getting really busy, because everything was being done online. So I just wanted you to consider that and to think about the processes when you're looking at hiring a VA, because if you don't do that, then that's going to cause a problem for you if you want to grow your business. So I would love for you to share your aha moments here, for example, but also I'd love for you to be back here tomorrow. It's a bit short today, but you know, it is late for some of us. Some of us it's afternoon, some of us it's early evening, and I just wanted to reach out to you on the first day. We're giving away that prize, so let's have a look here. Team, can you tell me who was the first one to comment? Or shall we do this tomorrow? Okay? Team, you can let me know tomorrow. You can let me know in the chat tomorrow. But I want you to, if you're interested in jumping in straight away, getting the VA, for example, why not book a free 15-minute appointment? Because I would love to talk to you about it. And I'll talk to you about the impact that it's had with our clients so far that's using our VA services, which I'm so happy and pleased to say. One of them got 140 leads in a month. Another client is getting about 10 leads a week, for example. Now, you can have a VA that can do that for you through our virtual assistant agency. And we have staff that are trained to work in the UK, but also trained to work in the US as well. We specialize in healthcare. So we have a virtual assistant agency, and we're able to provide you with that service as well. From as little as £10 an hour, $10 an hour, for example. You know, you can't go wrong, because we do train them for 6 weeks for the US as well as for the UK businesses as well. So when you hire them, they know what to do. And like I said, they are also supervised by myself as well, and the team. So I just wanted to mention that to you. It is such an amazing gift to having virtual assistants. I've got them here in the group here. You know, I wouldn't know what I would, you know, I won't be able to grow, and I won't be able to have that freedom to focus on the business like a CEO should do, working on your business, not in it. And I want that to be for you as well, because I know when you're running a healthcare business, it can be lonely. It can be lonely, it can drain your essence, it can suck the energy out of you, where you become overworked and burnt out, and we don't want that to happen. We want everyone to be well. That's what we want. So thank you so much. I can't see any questions or anything here. Let's have a look. Just read through some of these comments. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for spending the time here with me today. Hi, Jasmine. I'm seeing some familiar names here. So thank you so much, everyone. I hope that you found that helpful today, because having a virtual assistant, like I said, it is the way forward. There's no real other option. If you want freedom, if you want more profitability, if you want your margins to be higher, 50% and more, then it's a no-brainer. Why not get yourself a VA? And we offer virtual assistant agencies as well. We offer that service. We offer the virtual assistants to you to work as and when you need, for example. So usually we have 10-hour a week, for example. We've got even up to 1 year. We've got monthly, for example, minimum, for example, and we meet each other like every other week, every week, to talk about your business, and the VA is on track with what they need to do, because we need to make sure that we are following the guidelines of what you want us to do in your business. But at the same time, I'm also here to speak with the VA and the supervisors about what we need done for a particular client that's going to benefit you. So thank you so much, everyone, and have a wonderful day. Hashtag replay if you're watching the replay, hashtag live if you're watching the live. And I want to be able to see you in here, and I want to be able to share more with you, which I'm going to do on day 2. So do not forget to join us here on day 2, and for the prize as well. So thank you so much, everyone. Have an amazing, amazing evening, and God bless you all. Take care. Thank you. Bye.